All right, we're finally doing this. I've been meaning to do a sort of quick fire manga review of the manga I've been reading during the week, every week, I guess I should say. And so here we go, getting right into it. Rapid fire manga review for today, which is January 23rd. First off, we've got Masho Magic and Muscles, chapter 95. So this one's world is weird. It's so Mash is fighting this dude who I can't remember his name, but Mash ends up calling him Daddy's Boy. So that's what we're gonna call him. Who apparently controls highly pressurized water. Uses it like a jet stream to throw at Mash, which Mash then just swims through because of course, and is apparently powerful enough to split rock in half. So once Mash is swimming through it, he's like, but look, I'm not gonna beat you up and destroy you. No, I'm gonna make you feel some pain. So here you go. You have to fight Abyss now, who's being mind controlled by this spell, which when my dad gets hold of the Wand of Beginnings, he's just gonna put everybody under this magic spell of mind control. Mash doesn't want to fight his friend. So of course he's just in a bit bobbing, weaving, dodging, whatever. And freaking Abyss ends up stopping himself by stabbing himself in the leg, which he then gets immediately like shot through the heart, quote unquote. Not confirmed dead yet though, so who knows. So in response, Mash skips a rock over the surface of the water that then goes over the water, up the shield, down the shield, and into Daddy Boy's face. At the end of the chapter, it's Mash saying, "I will kill you all first." It's really, really dope. It's really good. It's really good today. Next one, MHA, My Hero Academia, Boku no Hero Academia, whatever you want to call it. Chapter 341. We are finally, I think, getting to the point of the climax of this arc. Start out the chapter with Toga visiting her family home that she grew up with. We get some quick flashbacks of her past again. Some more of that. She walks out the building. Dabi's there. Surprised that she can feel emotions. She's like, I have no emotional attachment to this house. I was just curious how it's doing. Dabi ends up blowing her house up, which she thinks is awfully kind. He's like, nah, it's just something that you'll be able to use in Endeavor, to twist the knife on Endeavor some more. We find out that how her power is, where she can use the powers of the person whose blood she has if that person was close to her heart. Well, we find out she has a vial of twice his blood, so she'll be able to use twice his power. So that's going to be exciting to see. Then it cuts to Spitter in the main cabin with the other villains, worried about Shigaraki's health and how he's doing. And after some talking with one of the other dudes there, finally comes to terms with the fact that there's no turning back at this point, and ends up deciding to take the role of leading the heteromorphs against the heroes. Though he does say that line of, remember, anyone can be somebody's hero. Next, we have Jujutsu Kaisen, chapter 172. Fushiguro is still fighting Receipts Man. They're in the domain. There's like this whole back and forth with Receipt Man trying to figure out what he's gonna do. In the midst of it, he activates a contract he has of a house to drop on Fushiguro. Fushiguro drops his domain, hops into his shadow, disappears. Freaking house gets dropped, crashes the floor. Dude falls, Receipt Man falls into a pool of water. Convenient, ain't it? So now his papers are wet, and part of the contract he has to burn them up, so now he can't. But he's going to try to bluff his way out of this. Ends up doing a physical fight with Fushiguro, in which Fushiguro then bluffs his bluffs, has his dog take a good chunk out of this man. Like, we're talking a good chunk of his body. Like, his ear and top of his shoulder to here is just gone, which is kind of intense. We're assuming he's been defeated at this point, because there was a little bit of a in there that he staggered a little, and then there's a pool of blood in the last shot, but no confirmation yet. Next up, we got Dr. Stone, chapter 226. Last chapter, Ryusi joined this team space. He conveniently has the broken part that they need replaced so they can recommunicate with the Earth. Communications have been reestablished. And while they're floating in space, they get returned to stone. and they re-brought to life. They're trying to figure out, all right, who's going to go to the moon, who has to stay here on command center. Ryusu's like, I'm going to stay on the command center. Y'all go to space, especially you, Senku, because you're representing the scientific squad back in Earth. Friggin'. And he's like, and anyways, with 3 of y'all going to the moon, technically I'm staying in the more rare and sought after spot. Whatever makes him happy, right? So the other 3 go out to the moon, and of course Senku's first words as he hops into the moon is, get excited. Which I am, honestly. Next up is Black Clover, chapter 320. Starts off with Asta taking out a chunk of Lucifero's horn, one of his horns, which obviously makes him angry. We're talking capital letters angry. Knocks him down a little and is like, I have to kill this kid. And all the captains are like, yo, that peasant taught me to be taught me a bunch of things about fighting and being a magic knight. So we're going to try to beat you. And this dude is just like, get out of my way. He's like backhand slapping every single, you ever seen that video where it's like the dad who got upset and just starts slapping people and he's just like slapping everybody who keeps walking up? That's basically what was happening. And gets over to Asta and is like, die, and goes to stomp on him. Then Asta disappears. Guess what? Yuno's arrived, and so has that one girl who does the flower healing that I can't ever remember her name. I'm sorry, I am terrible with names. I just call her Flower Healing Chick. So she shows up with Yuno, and it looks like they're gonna get him all healed up, and then maybe we'll get another tag team battle with Yuno and Asta. We'll see. Next, my 3 ones that are kind of newish mangas that I don't see much about, so we're going to talk about them. First up, we have Pianissimo. I think that's the way it's 6 P's is the name, literally. We got in this one Lucky and Furusu going to training camp in the mountains for a week to prepare for an upcoming competition in which Mimi, the second of the origami siblings, will be at. He's still kind of hung up on the release that Mimi played last chapter. So while he's trying to figure out, wondering what he's going to do to try to like learn and respect the song, he's thinking, man, do I have time to learn it from scratch? Enter new character, name of Sadame Hino, who's apparently an otaku, a genius otaku who collects information. And he was just like, who says you have to start over? Then it cuts to Furusu talking to Sensei, saying she also doesn't want to lose to the Otogamis, but can she realistically beat them? Sensei immediately is like, no, you can't. But you need to be, you're about to transform into a monster. You just got to get your epiphany. That's dope. I'm excited to see that. Next up, we have Ayashimon. Chapter 9, main character Maruo gets his butt whooped by the demon boss, dude. We're talking destroyed. But man, Maruo, he doesn't want to win the fight. He just wants to have a good fight. He always wants to be the manga protagonist. And the reason he loves manga protagonists so much, it's not because they are good or strong or because they beat up the weaklings or because they don't turn to evil or do bad things. No, he loves them because they don't give up. He sees this fight as the beginning arc, essentially. He ends up getting knocked out eventually. Like, we're talking, his face is completely covered in blood. Like, you get the start where it's like, you know, dripping blood. By the end of it, it's just blood. While this was happening, 10, the little minion demon, ends up taking the knife from under Big Boss's foot, pulling it out so that Big Sis's true form is finally revealed. By the way, she looks hella dope. And they prepared to start retreating and grabbing Maruo, 10, and the butler chick, who I can't remember her name either, the one who was guarding the gate, who also has a dope true form. And finally, we have Dororon, Chapter 7. MC Dora is real pissed off because this Mononoke that they're having a fight right now, or that has appeared, is the exact one that killed his mom. So he's of course blinded by rage in an attempt to destroy this thing. At some point during this fighting, he gets launched off and hits the top of a building, but Kusanagi ends up saving him, and Doran just tries to immediately run back in, and Kusanagi's like, nah bro, you can't be doing that. He's like, am I a tool for your revenge? We're supposed to be protecting and saving people together, not because we want to protect them, not because we want revenge. And Dora's like, oh shit, you're right. It's like, please forgive me, I'm really dumb. Let's do this. And then ends with them going back in to fight together. All right, that was a quick rundown. That's a solid, good few minutes of talking. Next week, I think we should be getting a One Piece chapter. I'm still not sure whether or not One Piece will be included into this, or will One Piece be its own video. It might be its own video. I love One Piece. I can sit here and talk about One Piece for 30 minutes. It's fine. I'm gonna stop now so that we don't do that. I'll also include whatever other mangas. I have a couple other mangas that come out during the week, and I'll include those in next week. Right, thanks for watching, y'all. Like, if you liked what you saw, what I did, words are hard. If you liked it, leave me a like. It helps with the algorithm and whatnot. Also, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. That's about it. See you on the next one. Peace.